This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let's jump in. It's now recorded. Let's jump in right from the first login experience, going to linktivity.net, clicking on my account. I've already been logged in, so I don't have to put in my credentials again. And here's all the Linktivity programs going down the left side. So you've got your initial API setup. You do that once. Obviously, you guys are connected through the API.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you've got link to calendar. And by the way, if it's more convenient for you guys to run with CAPI, then all of our programs support CAPI and the web API equally. So you've got link to calendar, link to events, link to forms, link to list, link to quotes, and link to shrink. I'm not going to get into all of them because we're only focused on Link2forms today, but I suspect that we'll probably talk about other programs as we move forward. But Link2forms is the one that we use primarily. So if you wanted to kind of see, let me just go here, go into the keystroke. You can make any forms fit any environment because it's that customizable. So looking here, this is a transparent form that we built in to work in this particular one. Then under About Us, Contact Us, we built a compact one so that with the compact ones, and you'll see when we get to the design features, you'll see that there are no field labels. All of the field labels are field hints to take less space, okay? So they're like hints right within the different fields. So it fits more comfortably within a single column, okay? Yeah. If you were to look at the different styles, you can go with full page ones. You can go with ones that fit within a frame like this. This fits right within the page because this is what's called embedded HTML. So
yep.
I don't know much about Wix. I think Wix is pretty proprietary, so I don't know how much it generalizes. But you know, WordPress uses iframes. Joomla uses raw HTML. Anything that supports either one is going to allow the pasting of code. Okay, that our program
does allow that. I can't do it, but I know they allow it.
Okay, so very, very simple. You can see here, here's the one type of form. Here's another. This is the more standard form where the field labels are on the outside. Presumes it's going to be a couple of columns to full width. You know, you can present it in a light box. You can go full page.
Question for you on this form that you build, Ken.
Yeah.
When we're selling products, are you able to have images next to any of those fields or no on the forms?
You can put images in the form at the top, but if you're looking for something like a quote, okay, yes, that I'll show you quotes separately. Okay.
That's separate,
okay. Quotes and forms are totally different. Okay.
Okay.
Basically, a form is for everyone. Okay. Yep. Whereas a quote is made to one person. The quote you're going to love. Okay. Because the quotes have pictures beside all of them. You can embed them right into the products, and you can also add them to kind of dress up the quote. So you can add like full edge to edge images right within the quote. I'll show you that separately though. Okay. And so these are the different kinds of forms that you can build in. We've got different screenshots here, but let's just jump right in. Okay. So now I'm going to go, and what we're going to do is we're going to build a form. Okay. And I'm going to show you just how fast and easy this is. And if you tell me, if you think I'm going too fast, stop me. So we're going to build a quote. Here is this is our quote request one. We're going to build this from scratch. I'm going to call it John's quote request. Okay. John's quote request. Now, what you see here is create and link a group for this form. So what it's doing is it's going to create a group in Act called John's quote request form, and every single person that fills it out will be put into that group for easy retrieval.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to click on this. So it's creating the group. That's done. and now you're in the initial interface, okay? So the first part is obviously status enabled. You can put in, if you're gonna make a lot of forms like I do, you can categorize them, okay? Because I've got a lot of forms and I wanna sometimes sift through them and organize them. So for me, I've got contact forms, you know, the calls to action, feedbacks, products, surveys, things like that. Surveys is something that I really like because I want to see those separately because I'm sending those out to customers, okay? Because this has full survey capabilities as well, okay? So here's where you want to put in a custom URL, okay? So by default, it's going to be forms.linktivity.net, and you can put in John's quotes, okay? Test to see if it's available. Boom, it's available. Now you click on save, and that name is now reserved for you, okay? So I'm now it's saved. You can have a custom redirect URL. I don't have a whole lot. I had like one customer request it. Here's where you would put in a photo or an image, get uploaded here, okay?
Like a header, right?
Yeah, this would be at the header, the top of it. Here's introductory text. Anytime you have a form, you want to have, you know, this is what we need you to do kind of thing. Here's the closing text. This will be your answering page after they fill it out, okay? Column count. Well, you saw here, okay? Where's Link2forms here? So something like this would be a single column.
Yep.
Something like this is 2 columns.
Right.
Okay. So when you set 2, basically you'll be able to put fields beside each other.
Okay.
Okay. Nothing too complicated. Okay. So got column count, form options, hide the page title. So basically by default, it's going to put this at the top, John's quote request. If you want to give it another name or you want to embed it into a page and you don't want to have the page, the form title, then you put that here. This next, prevent multiple submissions, is really cool when you're doing surveys. If you send out a survey, especially to employees, or you may not want to have someone try to skew the results by submitting 15 times. This will prevent them, okay? Send submissions to. The theme edition allows you to, it downloads all your users and it allows you to assign someone as the form owner. Okay. So this is where you can, you click on this and this will automatically schedule a follow-up based on when they submit the form. So 0 means the same day, okay? And then that just shows up in Act 1 second later as an activity that you have to do. Or and that activity will be assigned to the user. Okay, so whoever owns the form. Here's the activity type. Now here's the really neat thing is where you can actually build a drip marketing campaign after they complete a form. So if you say, okay, I want them to hear about, this is a, I'm gonna say, send them the after act inquiry 1 day later. Send them the keystroke services 3 days later. Okay, so
that's
okay.
great.
So we got that. Now we're going to go to contact fields. Okay. By default, it loads up all the primary ones. I don't recommend you. The only time you would use all of them is if it's like a job application. Okay. Okay. But most people you're trying to get to fill out forms, you're trying to get them to fill out as little as possible, right? Because you're trying to get them. So this is all you got to do. Boom.
Turn it off. Yep, perfect. Okay, and then it'll structure the form according to what you have checked.
Exactly. Okay. And here's where you could see this is 1 column, so this is going to go full width. So what you may want to do is say, okay, I'm just going to drag this one up here.
Nice.
And I'm going to say, yeah, one width is perfect. Okay, and then email, I'm going to say 2 columns. Okay, and I can also add fields. So you can select whatever fields from the database you want. I typically will have a newsletter field where almost on every form is that, hey, you want to sign up for our newsletter? Just
Right.
click here and it
That's
automatically populates that field, and then that puts them in the group. Okay?
Yep, got it.
Okay, then we go to questions. So the questions, we give you a few different samples. So here's the question header. Here is the drop-down type, open-ended and checkbox.
Okay.
Now, as you're building this, you can click on preview to see what it looks like.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So you could see here, I've got these two beside each other. Email goes the full way. Okay, you can see here's your drop-down. Okay, here's your memo box. Here's your checkbox. Here's your CAPTCHA.
Okay. Yep. No,
Okay.
that's easy enough.
Okay, so I'm going to just show you one because I'm not going to, this isn't meant to be everything you ever wanted to know about forms and we're afraid to ask.
Okay.
Okay.
The form functionality looks great, Ken. What I'm really focused on is how the answers get populated into ACT.
I'll show you that in a second. Okay.
Okay.
So this is as tough as it is to build a drop down. Okay. You basically enter something in, hit hard return, and boom. Okay.
Okay.
So, and then you've got support, allow multiple selections.
Yep.
And then this is beautiful. I love this. Is like, if you want to have a drop-down list, but have free form data as well,
Yep.
you click on this and it will actually put it in the field that it supports, select one of the drop-downs I put in free form.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yep.
So now we're going to click on OK. Now, this is what we added that we thought that you would like. Okay. Create an opportunity with each submission.
Okay.
And here is where you can put in the placeholder tags.
This is what I need, Ken.
Okay. So put in the form name, submission date, contact email, contact company, whichever. You build the naming convention however it makes sense to you. You can put in commas, whichever, and it will name the opportunities accordingly. So if you wanted every single one to start with the form name, then you could put in hyphen and then put in the company. And then the last one might be the submission date. Boom. Now you've got a naming convention. Okay. Then you set up what will be the default process, because you've got to have a default process. You can change it after it's created. And then stage, and then the estimated close date will be X number of days from completion. Most people will put 30. Okay. Obviously, every industry is different. I don't know what the cycle is like with yours, but this is where you put it in. Okay. The moment that you put in 30, click on, boom, it's done. That's it. Okay. Now, appearance, this is where you pick the 3 different styles. Okay. And each of the styles has different customization options. So by default, you've got the default. If you wanted the compact style, you click here and you could preview it that way. Okay. If you want to do the printable style, which sometimes is cool for things that you want to look a little bit more legal, it can look like that. Okay. So we're going to go back to the default. And then the next one is customized style, where you can change pretty much everything.
And all that.
Okay, so different colors of backgrounds, borders, fonts, you name it. Okay.
Can we get logos or no?
Logos, the only logo that you put is at the beginning.
Okay.
Okay.
But
so
that will be transferred to that. Oh no, that will be on it automatically. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's take a look. Okay. Now we got one other cool option. Okay, so this is the form is built now. I think you'll agree that didn't take too long. Okay.
No, quick, yeah.
So you've got 2 options, 3 options actually. The first is, here's the link.
Okay.
forms.linktivity.net/John's quotes. The second is embedded HTML. Okay. Copy the code, paste it in, and that allows you to insert it right in.
Yeah. Okay.
And it auto sizes everything. So it's beautiful. Okay. And the third one is, we just released this a couple of weeks ago, called Link to Shrink, where you can actually give it a short name that's easy to remember. I like the .fm for forms, and
Yep,
then you can just type in John's quotes.
yep,
Okay, create short URL, and now you've got it, and you can post it on social media. You could send it around. You now know the name of it. You don't have to sit there and remember some longer URL, but this can
okay,
be used anywhere. Okay. The
okay,
other nice thing is that this will generate click-through stats for you.
right,
Okay, so if you go down to here, here's all my short links. I could see this one has 150 clicks.
yep,
Okay, this one's 83. And if I actually want to see where they all came from, I can see what
perfect,
browsers were used,
okay,
devices, and referral sources.
okay,
Okay.
good, that's great, yep.
Okay, so let's go back to Link2forms.
So what I'm trying to figure out now, Ken, it
I
looks
know,
like,
I know. You're going to fill out the form. Okay. So now I want you to pull up the browser,
yep,
pull up your browser, and I want you to complete the form. And I'm going to show you how the data looks.
okay,
So
what is it again?
it's link2.fm
Yep,
/ John's quotes.
did you use an H in John or no?
I thought you didn't have an H.
I don't know, that's why I'm checking.
Yep. No,
Most people put it in, that's why I asked. Okay, yeah, I'm there, so here we go.
it's funny. I called it. I misspelt your name when I was creating the form, but I didn't. I did it correctly when I was creating the link.
Okay,
So I should be careful not to be too judgy.
no worries. Try that,
So
please.
fill it out.
Okay, there we go, and there we go. Okay, done.
Okay. So now,
Well, shouldn't say done. It's still circling. It's the wheel of death, as they say.
not really. It's basically it is
It's good.
doing. It's writing it to your history. It's adding you to the group.
Yeah, it
Okay. So
says
now,
successful, so it should be good now.
let's go to. Okay, so I'm pulling up. Here's your record. Let's go to history. Here's John's quote request. Oh, slow here.
Okay,
Here's all your submissions. So you got Apple Coconut, great. Would like to receive newsletter, false. So these were automatically created. Okay, so this is written to history. You've been added to the group. Okay. Um, let's
John's
see.
quote request right there.
John's
Yeah.
quote request automatically. Now let's go back and see the results. Okay, so here's the stats.
Yep.
Okay, now it's only going to report graphical results on things like drop downs. Okay, however, you get the full KPIs here.
Okay.
So you can retrieve these from the history. You can do whatever. If you use a lot of drop downs, you're able to really structure the data in a way that can be better reported on. You can
Okay.
also then export the results to XLS or CSV, whichever. Okay. You can set the time frames, so you can filter a from and to, because some of these forms we've had for a little while. Okay.
Yep.
And that's it. So when you fill this out, unfortunately, you're going to get a couple of drip emails now. Okay, you are you automatically, if you weren't in ACT, you would be created in ACT because it recognized you. It updated your existing contacts history.
Okay.
Okay, if I go back to your contact,
Quick question for you. I
oh,
see that you put the information in the history, which is great. I see that you've created an opportunity, which is great, but there's no way, like where you see right there, where your opportunities tab in the middle of the page, go two over, you have documents there. Is there any way that we can attach documents automatically or no?
you can attach documents, but it doesn't go to the contact document folder, it goes to the opportunity document folder.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to do. So if
Yeah.
technically, if I create multiple forms and walk somebody through it,
Yeah.
for instance, our funding packet requires, let's say, 5 forms. If I build them all in here individually and they complete each form, it will add to that opportunity each time? It will add to the document section of that opportunity? The 5 different
So,
forms? No.
no, are you talking about the same person, the same form?
Yeah, because one person, so for instance, if you need a speech device, in
Right.
order for you to get funding, there's 5 or 6 different forms, depending on your state and everything, that I need to get from you. What I'm
Right.
trying to find is a way to, instead of having them fax it in or email it in as a packet, the PDF that I shared with you, I'm
Right.
trying to build them online so they can fill them out right there, and they hit submit and it all goes into ACT without a human.
Okay, so right now, this is what it will look like. So you can click on here
And then
and
upload the file there.
yeah, and you can put in, I don't know if I think it only supports one at a time. Okay. I don't know what's involved in supporting multiple things, but if they fill it out again, it's going to create a new opportunity under
Which we
the,
don't want.
well, yeah, but that's, that's, there isn't a way of linking the same form to the same opportunity, only to the same contact.
So my next question, and that's fine, if I put a whole packet there, that could be workable. But my next question to you is where it says, please upload your resume, for instance. If I knew there were 5 forms, Ken, that I needed to
You
share,
can put 5 fields.
can I do that?
Yes.
And then it will only create one opportunity, but link 5 different.
Exactly. Yes. I was
Okay.
actually, just before you head there, I was just thinking that would
Okay,
be
so
about the only
that
solution.
could work then on the funding side. So
Yep.
that's something that's very interesting to talk. So does everything that we've talked about, I know you provided me a quote, I did look at it briefly, but is that all part of what we're looking at? Is that functionality, or is there anything
Yes.
special in there that I need to be aware of? Or
There's nothing custom in there. You just saw what I created. And
perfect.
I'll
Okay.
even go back in
Yeah,
to your form.
yeah,
Okay. And let's edit it. Go to questions. Let's add a question. File upload.
yeah.
Okay. And
Can
we're
you
going to
name it?
say,
Please upload your CMN or whatever.
we'll call it, what's it called?
CMN.
CMA upload.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I got to specify the types. So the allowed formats, you could
Yeah,
be
PDF.
PDFs, Word, whatever. So we're going to say PDF.
Yep.
Okay. You can even make it required.
Okay.
Okay. And let's add another one. Okay. And we'll call this
Speech eval. Speech eval.
speech eval.
Yep. That also should be a PDF. Yeah.
I'll say both this time.
Okay. So they can do either or in that case.
Yep.
Okay.
There you are.
Awesome. So it will create one opportunity. Any document they put in there will be attached to it.
Exactly.
That's part of my language. Friggin' brilliant. Okay.
This is why I've been telling you, let's get together so I can show this to you. So it'll
No,
either fit or
I,
you're going to love or you move on.
yeah, no, I agree. And I do like your quoting feature too, Ken. I've always liked that. Like when we started off way back when, and I know that you can see when you click on the link and all that. Right now, I would love to get to something similar to this, but with the quotes, because
Yep.
that would, like I said, I'm trying to solve 2 problems of automation. One is how do we get everything that our funding people need? The other one is how do we get our quotes built out? But I think where we might run into a barrier is the fact that we do our actual quote in Sage. And I think you said that there's nothing that speaks to Sage, I believe.
Not anymore. Nothing that I would be prepared to recommend.
Okay.
When I bought Q Sales, I had the option of purchasing their S50 product. I
Yeah.
don't know if what do you use? Mass
That's what
300?
I think is the S50. I think because I see updates. I'm not big into it, but I think I see updates for that.
Here's my issue, John. I don't know the program.
Okay.
Okay, I'm QuickBooks certified,
Yeah.
but I don't know S50, so I actually declined to purchase that, even though they would have thrown it in at no extra charge. Okay, and then the hilarious thing was
Darn.
that they didn't use GitHub to store all of their data.
Okay.
So the hard drive where they were storing all their code died.
Oh
And
no.
they basically, the whole program was gone.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it was like, I should have
That's
taken it. I could have sold it back to them.
yeah, no kidding. It's like a cardinal sin, right?
Yeah, I'd never heard of anyone storing code on, like, the last 3, 4, 5 years we've been on GitHub pretty
Okay.
religiously. And I've never heard of anyone storing irreplaceable code on a hard drive that wasn't backed up.
So how do you quote? Do you have all your pricing in act then for everything
Oh
that
yeah.
you sell?
Here's all of our products,
Okay.
and we've got them in multiple languages. So
Yeah,
anytime you see
but let me
FR,
ask you a question. Is it in act or is it in link to quote?
it's in, well, first of all, what you can do is we use Q sales, which I mentioned. So that
Yeah.
pulls in the products from QuickBooks into Act. Then what I do is I say, pull import from Act, and it just
Okay.
pulls it directly in.
Okay.
You can also import from a file. So if you want to, export something from Sage 50, then you
So,
can
hey,
import it.
that brings up a great point then. So there very well could be, and I'm not saying that you know this, but there very well could be an import of Sage into Act then.
There may be, like I said, there are a couple of programs out there
Yep.
that do support it. None that I'm prepared to recommend. Like there's one guy I know, a guy named Chuck Hogan. He's a single guy, very slow on updating his products. Nice enough guy, but just like I remember, I spent a couple of $1,000s on him developing a portal, back in 2017 for us, maybe
Yep.
2016, and we came out with they came out with version Act 17, which wasn't an especially big upgrade, but he took 6 months to build support for it.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I just took down the whole thing and I said, never mind, we're going in a different direction. So I'm not prepared to recommend him. Another
So but if
company.
I can find a way to get our Sage product information in here, then you can find a way to
Well,
get
you
it.
can export your items list, should be exportable. Most accounting programs have an exportable customer list and exportable items list. Okay, if you can export it, it's just a matter of massaging it a little bit to support this import, and then Bob's your uncle, you're done.
Okay. So
And
that's good to
then,
know.
and then what you can do is you can go in and take a look at all the customization. So you can select, what is it? Is it a product or is it an upcharge? What's the
Yeah.
product name? Set in the category. You've
Yeah, no,
got,
I've seen it on yours, and you, like you said, you have the picture, the description, because I
yep,
know when I talk to Clayton, one thing he doesn't want to move away from is the images, because there's a lot of people that look at our product and they won't recognize it by name. They have to see it.
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can say product image URL or select it from
Yeah, perfect.
your own
Okay.
library.
So it has
So,
the functionality that I would like. Now, again, I
yep,
don't know from an affordability standpoint. I know you know we're price sensitive, so I have no clue what that would add on to, but I'm assuming that's a
it's
different price.
$240 per user per year. You guys
Well,
gave us $17,000 last year. This, how many salespeople do you have?
Well, the thing is this, I only have one because all the quotes go to the inside sales rep.
There you go. $240. This is a $500 phone conversation. I'm,
240. Okay. Well, so I
you know
think
what? Let's build
I
you.
thought a product like this, like you do for support, I thought it applied to every user we had, and that's what I was going to ask you. So it's
Only the
only really
people, only the people that use it.
perfect. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense then. Okay. That I'm far more excited about this now.
Okay, so let me edit your quote. Okay, I'm now going to click on product. You're actually going to see me add this. Okay, so I've got this now. Now I want to add an image. I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to put in, I'll put in link to quotes here. Okay, but I want to go a little fancier. I'm actually going to include a video.
Okay.
And I'm going to add another video for the Link2forms. And drag it up to here. Oh, I already have it. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's there. Yep.
Now I've got the same kind of, you can see here, I've got the same kind of short URL. And now I can either click on copy or I can click on preview. But here you go. Here's your quote. Here's the video you can watch.
Yeah.
Here's the Link2forms image. Okay. Link to quotes. Actually, I think that image might be broken here. Hold on. I'm going to show you how easy it is because I think this image might be a dead link. It's the second time today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. Oh, right, because I changed this image. Okay, so now I'm going to click on copy image link. I'm going to click on save to product database so it's permanently updated.
Okay.
Now if I go back here, 1 second. Now you can see the images here. You
Yep.
can make them selectable. So if someone says, yeah, you know what, you know how cheap we are, Ken, I can't afford both at once. They can
That's
deselect it.
exactly what we need, because we have speech devices and we want
Yep,
them to be able to choose a color. We want them to be able to choose accessories for it. So we really want to be able to populate all that where they just go down, check, 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 and it edits the quote.
there you go. And the other thing is you can put in either or options. So you can say, you know, select the pink one or select the white one. And if they select one or the other, it will deselect the other.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. So because some products have certain
They're
features
mutually
available.
exclusive. They're mutually, let me show you how easy it is to work.
Exactly. So you can set that up. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, so let's say you've got the team edition here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put in, so you can either type in link to queue and then select here from the drop down, or you can type in, open up this folder. So what I'm
Okay.
going to do is I'm going to go up here. I'm going to put in link to quotes. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a group name, link to quotes. And I'm going to say make this option, make this item optional. And then I will go in here. I'll put this in. And I will say, boom, this here. And then I can say this will be the default. Okay, watch what happens. See, even on the back end, it's mutually exclusive. So
Okay.
now if I go to preview.
Someone chooses one, they can't choose the other.
Right. See?
Okay, perfect. Yep. All right, well, it looks like it, I mean, obviously I'd have to dive a little deeper, but based on this, Ken, it looks like it has the functionality and the features that we're looking for. So that's really great. When a quote is built, does it do the same thing? Does it go to the process of sales quotes and then it adds the quote that's built as an attachment to the?
It creates an opportunity and it attaches everything to the opportunity, everything.
Just like Forms does. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
It's all
So
built
listen,
on similar
this is all great.
technology. And the nice thing is you can work this on a tablet. You can work this on, I one time, one of my favorite stories was I had a customer that contacted us after hours. Thursday, I'm in charge of dinner because my wife works late.
Yeah.
So what that means is, as far as the kids are concerned, I go to McDonald's every Thursday. So I actually pulled into a McDonald's drive-through when one of my staff slacked me and said such and such wants a quote. I prepared the quote on my phone okay? Sent it out before I got to the order window. By the time I got home, the quote was accepted and paid for.
Yeah. Yeah. See, we don't, because our devices are funded, we
Yeah,
don't.
I know the pay for thing. I'm just showing off.
I mean, it's great though. I mean, as a business
Yeah,
like yours, I think that's great. But just to have the quote and have it so quickly, we're
yeah,
trying to say we're a small business, right? So I'm trying to see what can be automated to save man hours, so we're not investing in more resources of headcount.
yep. So you've got a quote right now that you can accept. Okay.
Yep.
So I've got one license of Link to Quotes Team Edition, one license of Link2forms Team Edition. You're good to go.
So
Okay.
question for you. I know that you'd always send an email with a link to the quote.
So
Every
let's
time
watch
I
this.
clicked on that link, did it add that to my history in my file?
Let's check.
I know, I'm sure it did.
So you viewed it 11 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay. It was sent 11 days ago. You
Yep.
viewed it 11 days ago. So have you got the quote in front of you?
I don't. I can pull it up on my email.
Okay. Well, let me send it to you. And by the way, this supports all kinds of email templates, things like that. I'm just using the default one. My internet sucks here, so this is always slow.
It's okay.
Okay, so now if I go into here, right now I've got a dashboard that will show me, cool, does that, okay.
Yep.
Okay, so the green are all the ones that are accepted, okay? But if I go into your quote, okay, I could actually see all the activity here.
Yep. I just went into it now again from your first email. So yeah.
There,
Okay.
and it just showed 2 seconds ago.
Perfect. Okay,
How,
that's great.
how groovy is that, right?
No, that's groovy here, but does it show and act as well as a
I don't know.
history?
Let's go.
I love that you get excited to share this stuff, Ken.
I love it. I use it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's great. It is. So it's under history or
It's under opportunities
opportunity?
first.
Okay.
Okay, it writes it to the opportunity history. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
So it didn't attach the document though to my record.
I didn't tell it to.
Okay. But you can. That's something
Yeah.
we can do. Okay.
Okay, so here's a new opportunity created,
Yep.
and here is, oh, that's the form here. Hold on, I opened up the wrong opportunity. Okay, let's go back to your contact. Okay, so John's quote request. Okay, this is the right opportunity.
Okay.
Okay, hold on, it's taking a minute. Okay, so here's the attachment with the PDF.
Yep.
Okay, here's the next one. Okay, here's the quote viewed,
Yep.
showing everything.
Okay.
It's hard to lie when I'm showing you in real time, eh?
No, yeah, no, this is great. But this is what I'm looking for. This is what I was trying to look at with Zapier. And to your point,
You would
why this
spend
whole thing,
so much time and you would just lose your mind
well,
only to spend
yeah.
more on Zapier than you're spending on this whole product.
So here's the interesting thing. I've already spent a lot more time or a ton of time researching it. And I'm glad that we connected on that, asking about some of these things that I couldn't find that Zapier did, because I was under, just so much going on. I wasn't even thinking properly. But my mind always goes to when I look at the pricing that you have of it being based on the whatever 26 users that we have. And I'm
Yep.
thinking, well, there's no way that's not affordable. We're not going to be able to use that. So that was always where my mind was at. But to your point, if it's only per the person that's using it, well, then that's a different story altogether.
Yeah, well, and if you're that happy with the price, I'll build in some industry gratuity that you can pay as well.
Sounds good. All right, Ken. Well, this has been really, really helpful.
I'm glad.
The thing about Fajar, by the way, and I know you say you might not be able to do it. That's not written anything where I can access and just edit, because it's just editing, I think. I don't think there's any code that he has to do. It's just editing the text.
No,
that
it's just, I've got him, we've got a couple of very, very big deadlines that I've got several developers with interconnected products.
Okay.
So for instance, today he's building the API that Austin is working on. Austin is working on a new product that's actually going to be added to Linktivity called Link2Mail, okay? And Link2Mail is going to allow you to go into Linktivity, configure it so that all of your emails without installing anything will attach to history, okay?
Okay.
So this is a really exciting project, but
Yeah.
Austin's going to spend the next 5 days finishing it. Fajar's finishing the API today. He then has got link to events and link to events and link to calendar updates that he has to complete, and that will literally land him on the exact same day that Austin finishes his project, and then he's got to spend the next 2 days doing link. Long story short, like I've got no wiggle room for the next couple of weeks.
It's not a huge deal. It's just, I thought if it was just something I could get on and change because I do the Wix changes and stuff. So I don't code, but I can certainly change stuff if you gave me access. But that's fine. I'm just trying to avoid, and this is not Fajar's problem. The text that I put there was not as clear as it should be on instructions. Right. So we're getting a lot of people like emailing me and saying, I tried to create an account. It's like, well, we don't have your information in Axe. I'm just trying to be very clear with what it takes.
If you've got some suggested text changes, send over the original and send over the updated, and I'll ask. Your email was a mile long. I thought you were breaking up with me.
No, it's in there. I gave you every little piece with a screenshot of, okay, this text to replace that text type of thing.
Okay, I'll forward that and I'll get him to do a quick estimate on time.
Okay, I mean, honestly, it'd probably take him 15 minutes. But
it might, in which case I'm happy to do it.
Okay, appreciate it. All right, thanks so much, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I just need to try to get down with Clayton to review this with him, but I think he'll like what you have built.
Question, well, he'll especially like the $500 part.
For sure, yeah. Well, the link to the thing you're working on with Linktivity, is that going to replace Act for Mail and Act for Outlook or
no? Potentially. It's for people. It's for two types of people. One with a big deployment that don't want to install anything. Okay, and we get people that say, I've got 30 users. I don't want to touch all the computers. Is there any way I can centralize all the history recording?
Right.
This is a great way. The other thing, and there's three people. Those people that can't use a plugin, like Mac users. Okay, yeah. They're just platform. You know, they're platform limited. Yeah. And the last one are people that are using web-based email products like Gmail and you know the Office 365 web thing. They don't have an Outlook to integrate with. So those are the three markets that we're going for. People that are already using Act for Outlook and Act for Mail, they probably enjoy the plugin quite a bit because it's got a lot of right-click functionality and they probably don't want to give it up. But people want to switch, that's fine.
Okay, cool. Well, it's all good to know. I appreciate you giving me that update. Hey, thanks so much for your time, Ken. This is wildly encouraging. So I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Excellent. I'll send you along the recording link, okay?
Thank you so much. Okay.